My name is Seth Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to design this. Alright guys, so go with me into Photoshop and then Ctrl N. Now today we are not going to design a square flyer, we are going to use a poster, and so we want it to look like a portrait or something like that. And so we are going to use 2480 for the height, and then the width we are going to use 3508. Set the resolution to 7:2, and then let's call it Gospel Rock Show. Set the color mode to RGB and then click on create. And also, if your rulers are not showing, click on Ctrl R to make them pop up like this, and then pull your rulers there. Let's bring our image in there. Right click it and then click on flip horizontal. I also want you to hold shift and then alt and then drag this side up. Enlarge it until you get this particular size, and then come back here to your adjustments and then let's give it solid color. Now I want us to choose this particular color code 260026. Click on OK. Double click here for the layer styles to pop up, and then don't click anything, just go down here. Now if you pull it this way, you're not going to get the effect that I want. I want you to click on Alt and click on half of this particular thing over here to divide it. Now if you click on Alt and click on the entire thing, everything will still go. Click on Alt and click on just half of it to divide it. Pull it until the figure gets to 146. So you can see the figure over here, 146. This is what we want. Click on OK. That's all. Duplicate this particular image and then drag it on top of it. Awesome. But this time we are going to set a blending mode to darken. Let's give it some curves. Go and pick your curve, and then for this curve let's just drag this portion here a little bit. That's all. That's just a little bit. That's all. And then let's bring in this particular space, enlarge it and drag it somewhere here. Let's give it some mask. We'll work on the mask later on. Then let's come and then let's pick our curves again. This time clip your curves to this particular thing. I want you to drag this up until you get here, and then drag this down until you get somewhere here. Let's give it some Gaussian blur. This particular one, let's give it some Gaussian blur. So, and then set the value to 3.3. Click on enter. Now it looks quite nice. Let's give it the layer over the mask over here. Click on the mask, click on your brush, make sure your caps lock is off, increase the size of your brush, and then make sure here is also color black, and then come here and then pick soft round brush. Also make sure the opacity is 100 and then the flow is 100. Click over here please, and then just reduce the size a little bit. Just clean it like that. These two images, click on them, and then let's still resize it a little bit. In fact, let's rotate it like this. Click back here on the space, and then make sure here is color white. You could click on X for the white to come up, and then you would click on the mask over here and then just bring it in a little bit. Okay, so that is it. Let's put everything in a folder and then let's call it BG. Let's start with the theme. Click over here and then pick Jehovah. Now let's paste it there. Go to your character, and then we are going to use prime time. Now guys, I'm going to leave everything in the description for you. We're going to use prime time. Okay, now the value of the font, let's use 381, make it quite bigger. And then let's also set the color over here to 96, 24, 59. Let's go to bevel and emboss, and then let's set it to inner bevel. Let's also make it smooth, and then the depth, let's give it this particular value, 376. Also click on up here, and then let's go to the size. Let's set the size to 226, and then the soften, let's set it to 11. Also the angle, let's make it 30, and then the altitude, let's make it 36. Click over here and let's choose this particular contour. Alright, now the highlight modes, let's set it to screen, but then click here and let's choose this particular color. Let's choose F27 49D. Alright, now set the opacity to 50%, and then the shadow mode, click on it and let's set this particular color 1E010D. Click on OK, and then we are going to set it to multiply, set it to 50%, and then click on OK. So let's zoom in. This is the effect we are going to have. Now we can always experiment with the position, so it doesn't really matter. Now let's click again and then let's type the rest of the details. Celebrating, and then paste celebrating there. We are not going to use prime time, we are going to use railway. Now let's set it to regular over here, and then for the font size, let's set it to 129. Also for the tracking, let's set it to 180, and then let's set it to color white. Okay, let's push it here, double click it, pick from here going, click over here and then choose color black, and then double click here, let's give it some stroke, click on the stroke here. Now let's set the value here to 2, change it from inside to outside. The blending mode, let's leave it at normal. The opacity, let's leave it at 100, but for the color, let's set it to color black. Now I am doing this because of the B. So without a stroke, you cannot see the tip of the B, but when you add a stroke to it, it makes it pop up a little bit. So that's why I did that. So now this looks quite great. Let's also pick this and then let's create a little line over here. Let's set the color to color white and then drag it. Alright, so now we are done with this. Let's go back to the Jehovah and let's pick this particular texture, and then let's reduce it a little bit. Okay, so this size is quite good. Now go to the blending mode and let's set the blending mode to vivid light. Alright, clip it to Jehovah. Awesome, duplicate it again and then shift it that way. Again, clip it to it, duplicate again, clip it to it. I believe you see what is going on there. Duplicate it again, and then clip it to it. Now the last thing we want to do in this particular folder is this. That's the theme. We want to click over here and then add it to it. Goodness and gray. Okay, now go back to your character. We are going to use a font that I haven't used before in my tutorial. It is called Creation Demo. I'm going to leave a link for it also in the description as well. Let's change the color to color white. And then now let's set the font size to 384. Also, let's make it regular here as well. And then make sure everything is, yes, the tracking is also 0. And then let's send it there. Send it up a little bit. Okay. Now it's time to align the whole thing. Click on Jehovah and then click over here up to this side. Let's align it. Also, it's aligned nicely. Let's align that one as well. But let's drag the goodness back a little bit. Alright, so this is quite great. Let's put it in the folder and then let's call it theme. Now let's start with the venue too. For the venue, let's type 5 p.m. I want us to use impact. For the font size, we are going to use 161. And then we'll work on the color later on. Now duplicate it. And then let's pick this and paste it there. We are going to use Helvetica for that. Let's set the size to 215. Okay, let's make it color white. Let's move it down. Let's be in the middle a little bit. Duplicate the 5 p.m. Let's pick this detail and paste it there as well. Duplicate it again. And then let's pick October 2021 and paste it there. Now for this, let's use a different font. Let's use Helvetica. Let's set it to regular. The size, let's use 73. Also, we're going to change the color later on, but then for the leading, let's set it to 67.72. Let's zoom in and push it somewhere here. Okay, now pick this and then start somewhere here. Drag it down, double click it, and let's give it this particular color, D0 5077. Click on OK. And also let's set this to color black, and let's set this to color black. In fact, October to, let's set it to color black. And let's pull October in there a little bit. And then send it somewhere here. We want to set it to color white. And then let's give it this particular details. The font size, let's reduce it to 71. And then the tracking, let's make it 66.41. Okay, let's bring it a little close. And then let's duplicate this and drag it here. Click on U for this to come. Click over here to make it disappear. The stroke, let's click over here and then let's pick this particular color. Now for the value of the stroke, I want us to use 9.56. Enter. Okay, let's bring it in a little bit. And then let's put everything in a folder. I want you to name it venue. Awesome. Let's see. But then you can see that there are these things are disturbing over there. So let's go back to over here, the space over here. Give it a brush. Make sure your caps lock is off. Set here to black. And then perhaps set the opacity to 50%. And then just reduce it or clean it. Yeah. Clean the whole thing. Okay. Click Ctrl T and then make sure it is also centered nicely. Drag it up if we can. Let's pick this and then draw something like this. Let's duplicate it. Ctrl J to duplicate it. Hold Shift and then drag it here. Also very close. Now increase the size until it touches this side of it. Duplicate it and send it over here as well. Okay. Now this is where the whole thing starts. Let's pick him and drag it there. Size it up a little bit and drag it in here. Now I want you to create clipping mask and then he falls in there. Let's resize it. Okay, so with this one, let's give it a level because this one looks quite contrast. This one looks quite saturated, so let's clip mask to this particular one and then let's see. Let's move this side here a little bit. Let's move this one here a little bit as well, and that's all. We are done. Let's put everything in a folder and then let's call them guests. Okay. Let's type here and then let's write their names over there. You're going to use Railway for this. And then also you're going to make it regular here. The font size, let's set it to 68. Click on this to make it quite bolder. We are using color white. And then let's center it. Now we could also see that these things behind there are also making it invisible. So we need to clean that one as well. So click over here, click on your brush. Make sure caps lock is off. Here is color black. The opacity is around 50%. And then let's work on that as well. If let's set it to 100%. Clean there. Okay, so now we can see it. We also want to pick this and then just draw a very straight thin line. Let's set it to color white. Let's zoom in to see it very well. Now we want the bezel to have exact spacing between both, and so if this is a rectangle, let's send it up. Let's send it up. Okay. Click on the one, okay, this one, and then let's bring it down. It has to be in the middle of the entire thing. Now click here. Let's pick the rest of the details. Call for directions. Paste it there. We're going to use Railway. Choose here. Set it to black. Make it quite deeper. Let's click here to turn it off. and then let's set the font to 63, and then let's set the color to color black. Yep, color black. And then let's pick this somewhere here. Let's drag it like that and set the color to color white as well. Let's drag the call for direction up, and then let's move it. Okay, duplicate it, hold shift and then move it here. So let's paste this one also over here, but then this will not be nice because they're both the same. Doesn't look cool. We need to apply the rule of contrast over here. The more different that they are, the more beautiful that it is, right? And so for this particular one, why don't we use a different font? Well, vertical. All of a sudden it just makes it cool. Okay, now let's set it regular here, and then same size, 63 here, but then also let's make it quite spacious, and so let's use 60 over here, the tracking, add more space to it, and I believe this contrast will make it look quite nice and appealing. Click here and click here, and then let's center this whole test. Also click over here. Okay, that one is centered. Let's check this one out as well. It's not centered. Let's center that one as well, and that is it. So let's put them in a folder, and then let's call it directions. Let's pull this one out of it into the guest as well. Okay, now let's pick this, and then let's add our sponsors there. We are using color black for this particular one. Let's click outside it. If you click in there, it's going to mess up. So click outside here, and then let's type sponsors. Now we can drag the sponsors in there, and then let's drag it up. So let's drag this one up as well. Let's change the color of the sponsors to color white. We are using railway for it. We are using regular for it as well. 75 over here, and then let's set it to color white already. All right, so now let's make sure it's center aligned. Let's go and pick this. That is our logos. Okay. I don't know what your logo is, but this is just by the way. Okay, so I'm just gonna put something there. Alright guys, so that's my logo, and so I'm gonna put everything in a folder, and then let's call it sponsors. Okay, let's click on the ellipse tool, and then something like this, drag it somewhere here, but let's resize it more. Okay, so now this looks quite better. Now type over here, not inside the circle, and then pick this detail, paste it over there. Now you can drag it in the circle. Click on your character, go to paragraph, and then click over here. Now come back again. For the font, we are going to use Railway for this. We'll set the font size to 129, and then for the leading, we are going to set it to 120.28, and then click over here to make it caps, set the color to color white, and then bring back our rulers and move it there. So let's click here, let's go for black. Now it looks great. Okay, let's pick this rectangular tool, and let's create a very thin white line over there. Let's change the color to color white, and then let's move it up. Also type here, and then let's pick the rest of the details. Come with a heart full of love. Let's paste it there. Drag it somewhere here. Let's go to our character, and then let's set the font still to railway, and then for here let's use light. Also let's set here to 68, and then for the leading let's set it to 63.35. the color, let's use this particular color, FB8A4F. Let's click over here to take this off. Let's zoom in to see how it looks like. So we want the spacing here to be the exact spacing over here as well, so we might as well push this up. Now click 1, 2, 3. Let's drag all of them here. Okay, now let's put everything in a folder, and then let's call it free entry. I also want Pest to pick our logo. Let's click over here, and then let's type Seth bani. Push it somewhere here. Let's change the color to color black, and then let's use Cambria. Now let's use regular over here, but the font size let's use 79. Also click over here, doesn't really matter, make it quite bolder. So let's click over here, and then let's set here to 0. Now we are going to place it well later on, so let's duplicate this one, and let's choose ministries. Let's paste it over there. Okay, now we are still using Cambria, font still 79, but then click over here to take this one off. And most importantly, I want us to click here and choose 260. Click on OK. Okay, now let's drag it somewhere here. Let's bring our logo in there, and then resize it. Double click it, and then let's choose color overlay. Click over here, and let's choose color black. Now let's move it and align it with the text. Also, let's go and pick this particular one. So you believe the artist is working with a particular studio. Okay, we want this to be in the middle of the whole thing, so let's click here, select here, and then bring it somewhere here. Now we are almost done. Let's put everything in a folder, and let's call it logo. Give it a new layer. I want you to click on your brush and pick this particular color over here. Click on your brush, increase the size, and hit somewhere here. Awesome. Now I want you to set the blending mode to screen and set the opacity to 33. Give it a new layer. I want you to click over here and choose this particular color, 1839 EA. Alright, now I want you to click at this side of the face. Sweet. Now click over here and go and look for lighten. Set the opacity to 50%. Okay. Also put these two in a folder, and let's call it light in. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done with this particular flyer. This is how you create something like this. If you love this tutorial, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Also leave some comments down below and like this video. I love you all, guys. See you in the next tutorial. Peace.